Hey everybody, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, and let's jump into the FormAssembly platform and take a look at how we can create forms really easily. Perfect, we'll just give this a second to come up. Alrighty, sounds like, looks like we're working here. Perfect. So when we first log into FormAssembly, this is what we can see here. So with FormAssembly, you do have unlimited forms and unlimited responses. That means that you can really scale your use over time. It's future-proofing in the sense that you can expand into new use cases easily. Let's say over time you have a lot of forms like me. You may want to search with different parameters, and you can also add in descriptions and tags to find your forms. And when I'm creating a form, I can either begin really from scratch, a blank form, or as a team, you can create templates or clone existing forms that are working well also. So you don't have to kind of reinvent the wheel each and every time. And if you happen to be a Salesforce user, you can also directly input from Salesforce, which is great. That means that you can build basically the front end of your form and the integration with Salesforce automatically. It's a great way to get up and running very quickly. So let's go ahead and jump into the form builder today and see how we can use our no-code platform to just easily create any look and feel that we'd like. So I've already started our dental patient intake form today. And all I've done to create this is I've simply come up to add content, and I've selected all different question types. I've sectioned and grouped them. I can do things like add in images and text, and you'll also have your own library of content. Like many things throughout the platform, is to design for reuse, right? So we don't have to kind of start from scratch each and every time, and you can empower your users to build to best practice. So you can see in that scenario, I've just dropped in already created text. Regardless of who's creating the forms, you'll have that consistent way of engaging with patients. The same goes for form themes. So coming up here to the top, I can either customize from publicly available themes, or I can create my own themes from scratch. You can be very granular about how your forms look. So just entering in here, I can really tease out all of the appropriate colors, as you can see, add in fonts. And if you do have your own branding guidelines, I'll just scroll down to the bottom here, you can add your own CSS. Coming to the field level, let's check this out. So of course, we want to make sure that we can capture fields that are required. There's a lot of specific fields that must be captured, and also that you've got validation rules that align with your data preference there. Maybe you're passing the data somewhere else and you want it to be in a specific format. It looks like my drop down might not be working at the moment just because I'm not at a full screen share, but essentially I have a few options to choose from, and I can also create my own expected input format rules. Coming further along here, the forms are designed to be easy to change over time. So I can easily adjust questions, content, whatever I like. You know, the forms are not fixed. I can also do things like add in contextual help, placeholders, default values, all of these elements that really help people understand what you're asking of them. Looking at conditional rules here as well, we can hide and show content depending on what's relevant. Of course, the more customized the form experience is, the better data you're going to capture. Today, right now, obviously, I'm looking at the the field level of conditional logic, but we also have form and pathway logic with our workflow builder, which Ryan is going to show it to us later today. So we can really very much create customized journeys depending on what's relevant for each person. There's lots of other options here to touch on them lightly, making fields repeatable. So you can add expanding sections. Maybe parents can add multiple children or something like that they might be signing up. Calculations on the back end, that can be useful for patient surveys and doing NPS scoring as well. And then we're going to come back to sensitive data management in just a moment. So let's jump ahead to the notifications and some of the options here. So today, I'm going to provide a customized message once our form is submitted, but I could also redirect people elsewhere. And we can set up email notifications to our team internally, or we can set up autoresponders and thank you messages as well to the form respondents. Let's continue along to the connectors. This is the really fun part. This is where we integrate FormAssembly with third-party applications. So essentially, this is the timeline of my form, and I can add in different connectors at different stages. We can see a few of them here, and we all have other integrations besides as well. So very much like the front end of our forms, we want this to be highly visual and easy to use. So essentially, these standard connectors make it very easy to push the data you've captured with FormAssembly elsewhere. We'll look at a couple other elements throughout today's presentation and when we come back to my piece as well. But just to kind of summarize, everything that we're looking at here is the flexibility and the functionality I have for this individual form that I'm building. So really a lot of options to customize your patient-focused or otherwise focused healthcare forms.